I'm Jackson Kreitzer, and this is my how-to video on how to do the block starts. The first thing I'm going to talk about is setting up the blocks, and then I'll talk about how you get out of the blocks, and just a couple tips to remember when you're doing this. The reason you can trust me is because I've won 2 Junior Olympic national track decathlons, and the decathlon includes 3 events that are considered a sprinting event, which all use the blocks. The blocks are not a necessary part of your experience doing track. However, if you are doing sprints, it is something you would very much want to do. Something like a mile or an 800 is not necessary, and you don't really have an option to use them actually. But for all the sprinting events, it's very smart to use the blocks. So with the blocks, a lot of people will say to set up one foot to a foot and a half, this to the line. What I like to do is I like to take the front block, which for me is my left foot, and put that as far forward as I can. Go 2 feet from this line. Make sure it's straight. Something I like to do is give it a little stomp down, just to make sure that the block is not going anywhere. Because it is very humiliating if you just get in the blocks, feeling real confident, and you just slide on your face. Would not recommend it. But then, so you're 2 feet. Your first block is 2 feet from the line, 2 steps, and then your third one is going to be another block, is another foot from the line. So you can just do it like that, nice and simple. The reason I like to put my front block as far forward as I can is because at some high schools or just tracks, you don't know what kind of blocks you're going to be using. So I like to use, just put it as far forward as I can, not even have to worry about it. So next thing will be getting into the blocks. There's not really a set way to get into the blocks. Some people, it doesn't really matter. You can just, if you're comfortable with that, you can just get in like that. What they'll say is runners stand in your lane, on your marks, set, and then they'll shoot the gun. So what I like to do when they say runners stand in your lane, give them a little jump, do some of that, stretch out, do anything that will help you like calm yourself right before a race, and make sure you're all ready to go. The next thing you do is, or that I like to do, is not necessary. Again, none of this is necessary, but what I like to do with my block start is I get down and I stretch out. I move my leg back, put down my first one, put my back leg down, and wipe off your hands, wipe them on your legs, whatever you want to do. Pro tip, do not wear white pants. I forgot to wear not white pants, and these are white pants, and the track is blue, and it'll stain your pants blue. It'll stain anything blue, no matter the color. So just wear something like black so that it's easier. Anyways, you have to get your whole body behind this line. So what I like to do is I like to try and get as close as I can, get my hands right here, the very edge of the line. And so with sprinting, you're basically like a spring. You have to try and get as much of your body out as fast as you can out of the blocks. So some people might set up their blocks and have like really long like that. That's not fast, that's slow. You don't want to do that, because if your body is already fully extended, you have no more to push. But if your legs are condensed like a spring and like this, you have all that area, all that room to get out of the blocks as fast and as hard as you possibly can. So with the blocks, what you're going to want to do, I'm not going to do a real good one, but you have your front foot, your back leg, and so this leg will come out and you'll want this leg to get as straight as possible and match as a perfect angle here. And you'll want to try and hit that position, and that'll basically ensure that you're going in a straight line that way towards the finish line, and you're using all the possible energy that you can. So I'll just really quickly, I'll do a quick block start. But before I do that, how do you know which foot is your front foot? What I like to do is, it's a falling start. You don't have to do like a run afterwards, but just close your eyes, lean forward, and catch yourself. Whichever foot comes forward, there's two arguments that you can make here. The first is that should be your back foot, because it's the one you're more comfortable with it coming out, because you caught yourself with it. You could also make the argument that your body's more comfortable getting into this position before you start. So this would be your front foot. I like to use my left foot forward, my right foot back. But really quickly, I'm just going to display a, not perfect, I can't do a perfect block start, but I can do a fairly decent block start. So I'll do that really quick before we end the video.